The kitchen is quiet except for the sound of your dog padding across the floor toward you. You've been waiting all day to see them. You kneel down, open your arms, and they come rushing in, tail going a mile a minute, that big happy face reaching up toward yours. And then it hits you. That smell. You pull back just a little. You don't want to. You feel terrible about it, but you can't help it. It's that thick, sour, almost fishy odor rolling off your best friend's breath, and it fills the whole space between you. You love this dog with everything you have. But lately, every kiss, every cuddle, every close moment comes with that cloud hanging over it. You've started turning your head. You've started holding your breath, and you feel a stab of guilt every single time, because it's not their fault. Maybe you've told yourself it's just dog breath. That's normal, right? That's just what dogs smell like. But somewhere in the back of your mind, a quiet little voice is asking, is it? Is this actually normal? Or is my dog trying to tell me something? The panic is real, because that smell isn't just an inconvenience. That smell is a message. And most pet parents have no idea what it's really saying. So take a breath, a clean one, and stay with me. I know exactly how you feel right now. You're frustrated. You're a little embarrassed, maybe, because you love your dog, and you don't want to admit you've been dodging their kisses. And you're worried, deep down, that something might be wrong. Let me tell you something, my friends. That frustration is valid. That worry is valid. You are not a bad pet parent for noticing this. You are a good one. Now let me name the real enemy here. Because for years you've been told the answer is expensive. You've been told to march down to the pet store and buy the fancy dental chews. The ones loaded with mystery ingredients, artificial flavors, and enough sugar and starch to feed the very bacteria you're trying to kill. You've been told to book the $400 veterinary dental cleaning, put your dog under anesthesia, and cross your fingers. And don't even get me started on those little dental water additives. You pour a chemical you can't pronounce into your dog's drinking water and just hope for the best. The pet industry makes billions of dollars a year off your dog's bad breath. Billions. Off of you feeling exactly the way you feel right now. But what if I told you that the single most powerful, breath-transforming remedy on the planet isn't sitting on a pet store shelf at all? What if I told you it's sitting in your kitchen right now, it costs pennies, and one small spoonful in your dog's bowl tonight could have you waking up tomorrow to a completely different smell? If you saw the thumbnail of this video, you saw the promise. One spoonful, one bowl, bad breath gone by morning. And I want to be crystal clear with you. That is not clickbait, and that is not exaggeration. The secret is real, it's backed by real science, and it's most likely already in your pantry or your refrigerator right this second. You do not have to buy anything. You do not have to spend a dime. You just have to know what to reach for and exactly how to use it. And by the end of this video, you will. Hi everyone, your neighborhood veterinarian, and welcome back to the channel. Just this week, a woman named Carol came into my clinic almost in tears. She sat down across from me, held her little terrier close, and said, "I feel awful, but I can't stand to be near my own dog's mouth anymore. What's wrong with me?" And I told her exactly what I'm going to tell you. Nothing is wrong with you, Carol. Your dog is trying to tell you something, and together we're going to listen. Here's the statistic that stops me in my tracks every time. According to the American Veterinary Dental Society, by the age of just 3 years old, more than 80% of dogs already have some form of dental disease. 80% by age 3. That means if you have a dog snoozing at your feet right now, the odds are overwhelming that trouble is already brewing behind those lips. And that bad breath you've been smelling is very often the very first warning sign. It's not just a smell, it's a smoke alarm going off in your dog's body. And most people are walking right past it. But not you, because you clicked on this video. So today, my friends, we are going to fix this from the inside out. This is going to be a complete masterclass on your dog's breath. I'm going to walk you through everything step by step. First, I'll show you the one spoonful, the immediate remedy you can add to their bowl tonight for fast relief. Then we'll move into the simple daily habits that stop the smell from ever coming back. And finally, and this is the most important part, we're going to go all the way down to the root cause and fix what's actually happening inside your dog's mouth and gut, so this problem disappears for good. So do me a favor, grab a pen and a notebook, because I'm going to give you exact amounts and exact timing, and you're going to want to write these down. And if this channel has ever helped you and your best friend, go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you never miss what we do here. All right, let's dive in. Chapter 1. The One Spoonful. Let's start with the fast relief you came here for. So what's actually causing that smell in the first place? Here's the simple science, and once you understand it, everything else makes sense. That odor is coming from bacteria. Specifically, it's coming from a family of bacteria in your dog's mouth that produce what we call volatile sulfur compounds. And I know that's a mouthful, so let me translate. Volatile sulfur compounds are just tiny, stinky gas molecules made of sulfur. They are, quite literally, the same type of chemical that gives rotten eggs their smell. So when those bacteria feast on leftover food particles and dead cells in your dog's mouth, they burp out this rotten egg gas, and that is the exact odor you're smelling when your dog yawns in your face. So the goal is simple. We need to neutralize those bacteria and freshen things up from the inside. And here is the critical secret. The one spoonful I want you to reach for tonight is fresh, chopped parsley. Yes, plain, ordinary parsley. The little green garnish that restaurants throw on the side of your plate. It turns out that parsley is one of nature's most powerful natural breath fresheners. And it's not because of magic, it's because of chlorophyll. Chlorophyll is the green pigment inside the plant, and it works as a natural deodorizer. It doesn't just cover up the smell like a mint would, it actually helps neutralize those sulfur gas molecules at the source. Think of it like a tiny green cleanup crew moving through your dog's mouth and gut, mopping up the stink. So here's exactly how to do it. For a small dog, I want you to finely chop about half a teaspoon of fresh, curly parsley. For a medium dog, 1 teaspoon. And for a large dog, up to 1 full tablespoon. Chop it up nice and fine so it mixes right in, and stir that single spoonful into their dinner tonight. That's it. Because parsley works both in the mouth and as it moves through the digestive system, many pet parents tell me they notice a real difference by the very next morning. 1 spoonful, 1 night. Now, and I need you to lean in for this, here is your vet warning, and it is important. You must use curly parsley or flat Italian parsley. You must never ever use spring parsley, which is a completely different plant that is toxic to dogs. And parsley in large amounts is not safe for pregnant dogs or dogs with kidney problems. So if your dog is pregnant or has any kidney issues, skip this one entirely and talk to your own vet first. A little goes a long way here. More is not better. Okay, that's your fast fix. But if you're thinking, Dr. Tony, I don't want to just chase the smell every night. I want it gone. Then this brings me to Chapter 2. Chapter 2. Stopping the smell before it starts. But what if the real problem isn't just the bacteria that are already there, but the sticky film that keeps feeding them, day after day? Because that's exactly what's happening. Every time your dog eats, a soft, sticky layer called plaque begins forming on their teeth within hours. Plaque is just a living film of bacteria and food debris. And here's the part that matters. If that plaque isn't disrupted, in as little as 2 to 3 days it hardens into tartar, that yellowish-brown crust you can sometimes see near the gum line. Once it hardens into tartar, you cannot brush it off. It becomes a permanent little hotel for stink-producing bacteria to live in and multiply. So the name of the game in Chapter 2 is disruption. We want to break up that soft plaque every single day, before it ever gets the chance to harden. And you have a wonderful, cheap, natural tool for this, sitting in your refrigerator right now. Raw, crunchy vegetables. I'm talking about a raw carrot or a slice of raw apple. Here's the simple mechanism. When your dog chews on something firm and fibrous like a raw carrot, that natural crunch acts like a soft scrub brush, gently scraping the soft plaque off the surface of the teeth as they gnaw. It's mechanical cleaning, the natural way, the way dogs' ancestors kept their teeth clean for thousands of years before we ever put kibble in a bowl. So here's your how-to. A few times a week, offer your dog a large raw carrot as a chew treat. For a small dog, use baby carrots or cut the carrot into a manageable size. Let them really work at it. If you go the apple route, a couple of slices is plenty. But here is your vet warning for this one, and it's a big one. You must remove every single apple seed and the core. Apple seeds contain a compound that releases a tiny amount of cyanide, and while one accidental seed won't hurt them, you never want to make it a habit. Core it, slice it, seeds gone. And always, always supervise your dog with any chew. Never leave them alone with it, because anything can become a choking hazard. Now, I can already hear one of you out there saying, "But Dr. Tony, what about actually brushing my dog's teeth? Isn't that the real answer?" And you're absolutely right. It is the gold standard. If you can brush your dog's teeth 2 to 3 times a week with a dog-safe toothpaste, you are doing tremendous work. But never use human toothpaste. I mean it. Human toothpaste contains fluoride and often an ingredient called xylitol, and xylitol is extremely toxic to dogs. Even a small amount can cause a dangerous drop in blood sugar. So dog toothpaste only, or plain water on a soft brush. Human toothpaste is a hard no. We're covering a lot, I know. Grab a sip of water, because this next part is the most important thing I'll tell you today. This is the part that separates the pet parents who chase the problem forever from the ones who actually solve it. Chapter 3. The root cause. Fixing the gut, not just the mouth. But what if I told you that in a huge number of cases, the worst breath doesn't actually start in the mouth at all? What if it starts deeper, in your dog's gut? Here's what most people never learn. Your dog's digestive system is home to trillions of bacteria, and there's a delicate balance between the good bacteria that help digest food and the bad bacteria that cause trouble. We call this balance the gut microbiome. And when that balance tips the wrong way, when the bad bacteria take over, the result is often gas, poor digestion, and yes, foul odors that travel all the way up and out through the breath. So you can chop all the parsley in the world, but if the gut is out of balance, the smell keeps coming back. This is fixing the problem from the inside out. And the natural solution? Probiotics. Good bacteria that you add back in to crowd out the bad. And you very likely have the simplest source sitting in your fridge right now. Plain, unsweetened yogurt with live active cultures. The mechanism is beautiful in its simplicity. Plain yogurt contains those live good bacteria, and when your dog eats a small amount regularly, you're reseeding their gut with the helpful microbes that keep digestion smooth and odors down. A healthy gut means better smelling breath, firmer stools, and honestly, a happier dog overall. So here's the exact how-to. For a small dog, add about 1 teaspoon of plain yogurt to their food. For a medium dog, 1 tablespoon. For a large dog, up to 2 tablespoons. Do this a few times a week, not every meal to start. You want to introduce it slowly. And now the vet warning. And please hear me on this one. The yogurt must be plain and unsweetened. It must have 0 added sugar, and above all, absolutely no xylitol or any artificial sweetener, because as I said, xylitol can be deadly for dogs. Read the label. If you see xylitol, put it back. Also, some dogs are sensitive to dairy, so start with a tiny amount and watch for any loose stool. If your dog gets an upset tummy, back off. And if your dog has a serious health condition, check with your own vet before adding anything new. Okay, my friends, I've just handed you 3 powerful natural remedies, and I need to talk to you honestly for a moment, because this is where a lot of well-meaning pet parents go wrong. This is the reality check chapter, and it might be the most important one of all. Let's recap everything. Remedy number 1. The 1 spoonful of fresh chopped parsley for immediate, fast-acting freshness. Remedy number 2. Raw crunchy carrots or seed-free apple slices to mechanically scrub away plaque before it hardens into tartar. And remedy number 3. A small spoonful of plain, unsweetened yogurt to rebalance the gut and fix the odor from the inside out. Now here is my big vet warning for all of it. Do not, I repeat, do not go into your kitchen tonight and dump all 3 of these into one giant bowl at the same time. I know you're excited. I know you want that fresh breath by morning. But if you pile a mountain of parsley, a mound of carrots, and a scoop of yogurt into one meal, you are going to overwhelm your dog's digestive system. And instead of fresh breath, you'll be waking up at 3 in the morning to clean up a very unpleasant mess on your carpet. Trust me, that's a smell that makes bad breath sound lovely. More is not better. Slow and steady wins this race. So let me give you a simple, achievable bowl formula so you never have to guess. Think of it as a gentle rotation. On day 1, add your spoonful of parsley to dinner. On day 2, give a raw carrot as a chew between meals. On day 3, stir in your small spoonful of plain yogurt. Then just repeat the cycle. Parsley, carrot, yogurt, round and round, one thing at a time, in the small amounts I gave you. That's how you get lasting results without upsetting their tummy. It's simple, it's cheap, and it's completely doable. And now I want you to zoom out with me for just a second. Think about where you were at the start of this video. You were kneeling down, holding your breath, feeling guilty for pulling away from the dog you love more than anything. And here you are now, all the way at the end of a masterclass on your best friend's health, notebook in hand, ready to make their life better. Do you understand what that says about you? Most people would just spray something in the air and move on. But not you. You cared enough to learn why. You cared enough to fix it the right way.